On to the latest on Brexit. Delivering the Brexit was Boris Johnson's poll promise. But many feel that now that Brexit is done away with, bigger challenges lie ahead. Lengthy negotiations remain. Lots of trade agreements will have to be hammered out. What is the mood like within Britain in the first week of its departure from the EU? Our next report getting you the complete story.
After 3.5 years of being in a limbo, post the historic referendum of 2016, Britain is now officially out of the European Union. The British people are now waking up to the repercussion of the departure. There are those who are delighted.
I feel absolutely delighted. It's what we wanted, it's what we voted for, and I feel that's probably peculiar to my generation, but we lived in a time when we were British English.
While others are feeling a wave of despondency wash over them.
Depressed, downbeaten. It's a great tragedy. All my life we've been in the European Union. My grandfather fought in wars in Europe. We thought that was all over. We thought we would be one continent at peace, in harmony, and now it doesn't feel like we're going to have a war, but it doesn't feel as peaceful as it should. Very disappointed.
The logic behind Brexit was that Britons were losing money by footing a larger share of the European Union budget. They wanted out so that British money could be used for people within Britain. Like, for instance, to increase the budget of the NHS. Negotiations between Britain and the EU on their new relationship are due to start in earnest in March. And the early signs are not encouraging.
Well, perhaps the country will prosper a bit more regarding employment and possibly the job situation. Well, we'll have to wait and see, see what transpires at the end of the day.
On the other hand, in Scotland, the clamour for another referendum for independence is getting louder. People feel let down. Brexit, they believe, will adversely impact their business.
It's sad that we're no longer a part of it. It affects our business as well. Like, what we do is very European based. We send medicines all around Europe, so it makes things hard. Our office is very European, so there's a kind of sad element to it there. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah.
It's the beginning of a new era. After 47 years of being a part of the European Union, a new age has dawned on British history. It's a step so momentous that many have compared it to Britain, which lost its empire after the Second World War. But will it bring the prosperity which Boris Johnson promised with Brexit? Bureau Report, WION World is One.
On to Syria now, where at least 9 civilians have been killed after an airstrike in Idlib. According to the Britain-based War Monitor, the Syrian regime and its Russian ally conducted the airstrikes in northwestern Syria. The Syrian Human Rights Observatory saying that 7 of those killed were all members of one family in the town of Sarmin. Turkey and Russia, which support opposing sides in Syria, agreed to work towards de-escalating the tensions and the fighting in Idlib and creating a demilitarized zone under agreements in 2017 and 2018 known as the Astana and Sochi Accords. But fighting has continued in the last remaining rebel bastion in the country's nearly 9-year-long war, despite several agreements working towards a ceasefire, including one as recently as this month. Turkey has a 911-kilometer border with Syria along its southern frontier, has 12 military observation posts in the region under a deal with Moscow and Tehran in 2017. 2 of Turkey's posts are now under siege within the regime's territory. Now, Turkey's defense ministry has said that Turkish forces would retaliate in the strongest way without hesitation against any attack on its observation posts in Idlib by Assad's forces.